Hello, welcome to Mark Talks Rocks, episode 5. The date is, let's see, January 13th, 2024. And we're getting a little tiny bit of storm up here in Sault Ste. Marie, but across Michigan, from what I can see on Facebook, I think we've been spared the worst of it, and a lot of people in a lot of other places are getting a lot more than us. But that's okay. We're used to snow, and it's been a really mild winter. We had a we had a green New Year's, and because of that, the agate season has been extended for a long time on the beaches of the eastern Upper Peninsula. People have been out hunting this whole time, and I tell you what, I've been too busy to even go hunting in the fall at all. It was October 16th the last time I hunted on my birthday. That's the last video I posted. And since then, there's been so many amazing agates found this fall. And I'm envious that I don't get out there and I haven't been out there to participate in the finding of these amazing treasures. And I imagine that's a familiar feeling to lots of people, especially like people downstate or in other places or that are just too busy, and you guys love to go to the beaches, hunt agates, and you see on social media pictures of these amazing agates. You're like, oh my god, I'm so jealous. I wish that was me. They're taking all the good agates. There's gonna be none left. And, I got some of that going on. I wish I could be out there. Now it's the middle of winter, so I got a little bit of time freed up finally after it's too snowy to hunt. And so I decided to make a podcast. And it's times like these that I usually look on the other beach, and that's the social media beach for agates maybe I could buy. But I have bought some cool agates this fall and this winter here, so I wanted to show you those, and I'd like to thank all the sellers. I'm not sure if they're okay with me giving names out on my podcast, so I'm going to refrain from that. But if they're ever watching, I'd like to thank them for these amazing, beautiful agates. Let's take a look here. First one I got is a EUP agate here. And this one looks like it's got some skip in the middle. Or some sort of funky quartz formation, But I'm not sure what that is. It looks like not just regular quartz. It's pretty dense to be quartz, and it definitely looks microcrystalline, not macrocrystalline there in the middle. Either way, still a really nice agate, super water washed. And I picked this up on I think it was maybe a Facebook auction, and I really like this EUP. And like I said, man, I like to hunt EUPs. I like to sell EUPs occasionally, and I like to trade for EUPs. I like to buy them. I like to sell them and rebuy them back for way more than I sold them for, because that happens to me all the time. I like to overpay for EUPs because these things are hard to find. And, when people sell them and auction them, I'm not out there to get a good deal, man. I'm out there to pay a good price because I know how hard they are to find. And nobody wants to give up their EUPs. We sell them because, we need a little extra cash. I'm not a rich guy. And probably a lot of you guys don't have a lot of disposable income either. But, if somebody's in the position where they're selling an EUP or two, I'm not going to try to come out of that deal saying, look at this EUP I got. You know only how much I paid for it? I got a killer deal. I'm not in this for killer deals, man. I'm going to buy an EUP agate and pay a price that I think the seller will be happy with and feel like they got a good deal for their agate, and that I was able to help them out financially, and that their agate will have a good home. I will occasionally flip EUPs if I haven't found them, myself, but I try to refrain from that more and more these days, and for the same reasons I just talked about. I'm not going to try to get a killer deal off of an original finder. I'm probably going to overpay. And overpaying means that whatever I buy an EUP for, I'm probably going to end up selling it for less money than I paid to the original finder. Because that's the way it goes. And sometimes I'll make a little money, but that's really, at that point, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is being able to buy something from someone and having them know that they got a fair shake, and that they got what I believe and what I can afford, and what I believe is a good price for the agate. But anyways, there's other ones here. I got this one through a trade from a Facebook friend of mine, and I'd like to take a look at this one too. This one has a really nice water wash. Cool colors, I must say. Now this one, you see that right there? Some of these EUPs are so water washed that they have almost a waxy texture to them, like they have a coating of wax on them. There's another type of agate that I know of that has that they're so water washed they feel like they have wax on them. And those are rainflower agates from Nanjing, China, from the Yangtze, I think it's pronounced Yangtze River? The Yangtze River. And those ones are very water washed, and they have a waxy feel, and this agate does too. Now, I can imagine sometimes there might be people thinking about certain EUPs, well, I think that might be a rainflower agate, or, like, can you tell the difference between an EUP and a rainflower? Well, sometimes it gets so, they're so much alike, it's hard. But I do believe I found a tell. Even if the EUP has a really good water wash and a very waxy texture, and people might think it really kind of looks like a rainflower, I think it might be one. What I've seen in my experience looking at rainflowers, they don't have a certain characteristic that EUPs have, and it is this. In a EUP water wash, you will always get even with their really water washed, you'll get a chunk taken out of it. See that little thing right there? You'll get a chunk taken out of it. Or right there's a good one. See that? Right there? Most rainflowers, or I've looked at a lot of rainflowers, and they don't have these little chunks taken out of them like that. There's another one right there. So I think that's one good way if you're looking at a rock that, you're like, wow, is this EUP? Is this rainflower? One way to tell is the EUPs, somewhere on them will usually have a chunk taken out of there. This is a really nice water wash. Pretty cool. Um, so, like I said, so many good EUP agates have been found. And I've been thinking, my God, they're taking all the agates, and I want to be up there. And that makes me think of a debate or a question that all of us agate hunters have been asking for a long time. Matter of fact, I was going to make this podcast a long time ago, before the fall even came. And I want to talk about it. I was like thinking, are EUP agates, these agates, getting harder to find on our beaches? Many people think so. Many old hunters, they think so. And that is definitely a difference, an empirical difference between an EUP agate and in Minnesota. Minnesota they're lucky in a lot of ways because new gravel pits are being dug all the time, and that's earth that has never even been like disturbed for a long time, and fresh agates come out of there. And I imagine there's going to be a lot of that going on for many, many years to come in Minnesota. So they're very lucky. They get to have brand new material all the time. And I'm not sure how much new beaches are being exposed in the UP. I'm not a geologist, so I can't speak for erosion, and I don't imagine there's been too much studies done on that of our local area in any good depth. All I can give is an estimation. And I think that if you look at it from a huge, large picture perspective, there's never going to be no new agates formed on a human time scale anyways. I don't think. Not in this area either. And even so, they wouldn't be from the mid-continental rift. So there was only a certain amount made, and every agate that's found on our beaches is one less agate to find. But how much haven't been found yet must be taken into consideration. There's been a lot found. I can tell you that. And sometimes we can go on these beaches and see all these people looking. And there's way more people looking than there used to be. And you might think, oh my gosh, everybody's finding all of them. And sometimes it seems like that. But again, I gotta say, look at the fall of 2023. Wow. So many amazing agates were found. I wanted to, for this podcast, maybe go on my laptop and have a third camera function here for my laptop and make a folder of a lot of the amazing agates that I've found, but I decided against that because I don't want to use anybody's photographs without permission or even show their agates without their permission. And there's a lot of agates that have been found by people that I don't know So I thought ethically that probably wouldn't be something I should do on this podcast. But if you are on social media, you probably already know, like in the EUP, like, geez, it's been a really good fall. I didn't even get to go hunting once, but that's okay. We're gonna take a look at some more agates that I have been able to fortunately get from the mailbox, and let's look at this one. This one is an amazing EUP agate that I was able to purchase. This one is quite large. This is of the type that I call a plum, the subspecies. It's not a Christmas agate. It's glassy. And it's got this coloration right here that I've always thought is the color of a plum. So over the years, I've nicknamed this subspecies that all have this coloration an EUP plum agate. Because to me, this coloration in here, this dark coloration, looks like a plum. And this is a really nice example. It's maybe a flattened out version of it, you know. It'd be really cool to find a really round version of this. Does anybody have any of those out there? A very round EUP plum, the size of a real plum. Wow, would that be an amazing find? I've never found one like that. I've never found one like this. This big, this nice. But maybe, hopefully, someday I'll get a chance. But this one is really nice, too. And it's going to be in my collection for, well, probably forever. For as long as I'm around. Hopefully. Many years to come. And this is just a nice agate. But, excuse me. Got a cold. I did get to go hunting once this fall on my birthday. There's a video on this channel of that. And I didn't really find much at all. But those who know me and maybe watch my videos could probably already guess who did find some good agates. My cousin Noah, as usual, usually out hunts me. And he's a lucky guy. He's just... does anybody know any agate hunters that they think that it seems like they're just luckier than the average person time and time again? They just get luckier when you hunt with them. Every time I hunt with you, man, you find the good one. And it just seems like that maybe that Noah's been given that gift. But he found this one on my birthday, and I hadn't found anything up to that point, so he said, "Happy birthday, buddy." And he just gave it to me, and I said, well, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'll take that agate. But it didn't really look this contrasted when he found it. This is one of those agates that it seems like after you get it and you oil it with some mineral oil and it sits in your case for a while, it changes, you know. And this one seemed to really change, and the colors came out in it. And when Noah, let's take a look at it. When Noah seen this after a while, I brought it over to his house, my case, and we were looking at my agates, and he picked this one up, and he didn't even recognize this as the agate that he gave me on my birthday until I told him. And he's like, wow, that's that agate? And he's like, man, the colors really came out on that. And I was thinking, yeah, they really did, because this top section and bottom section, or bottom top, weren't really that dark when we found it. This was more of a monochrome agate, like clear colored, and these whites in the middle and that pink in the middle really just seemed to have came out with mineral oil and thyme in the case. And Do you guys ever have? Do you guys have agates where it seems like that's happened to? Like they've changed after you've had them for a while. I have a few agates where it just seems like that's what happens. But I was happy to receive this gift for my birthday this past October from Noah, and I'm really grateful. It'll be in my collection for as long as I have a collection, and I'm grateful. And thank you, Noah, for the wonderful birthday present this fall. Um, it's a big weekend. Uh, it's my wife's birthday tomorrow, and I hope to get her, make her feel special at a big Lions game. Those who follow the NFL, it's a big game for us, and it's been really nice making this podcast. It's been a long time, so I hope to get back on here as much as possible. I hope to get out to those beaches, and I'll see you guys, and thanks for watching.